So we are back with Wistoria, and Will has joined the Magic tournament. And I like the fact that Werkner's freaking out. Like, you can't do that. You don't have any magic. What are you gonna do? Uh, and I think he forgets that Will has a sword and a rope that blows things up. But maybe he's just concerned because this tournament is for Magic users, and he thinks that people are not going to root for Will or give Will any support because he doesn't have magic. But in addition to that, I especially like the fact that the redhead, whose name I now completely forget, uh, basically is now butting heads with Julius because he's like, I want to be the one to fight Will. I want to be the one to take him down, and you are getting in my way because Julius is the antagonist for this episode. And Will has entered the tournament specifically to beat the crap out of him. Because if you remember last week, Julius came into his shop where he worked and basically wrecked the place, and Will is now pissed, which honestly puts him above a lot of other protagonists. This Not just this season, but in general in shonen, because at the very least he actually has a motive for doing what he does, and he actually, besides, I want to get stronger, which to me isn't even a motive, it's just a plot point. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of out of fighting. There's a lot of action, out of flashy action. There's not a lot of stuff for Colette. She doesn't really do very much. And we also see the girl with the braids, who again, Iris. That's her name. The girl with the braids, whose name is Iris, and she has come to the tournament presumably to watch over Will and make sure he's doing okay. Because if you remember, she is working for the girl, what's her name, Emma, the girl who Will is going to follow to the higher academy, because he promised her that they would meet again in the future. Spoiler alert, they do at some point. I'm not going to go into that right now because I've seen manga clips, but they do meet again at some point. But other than that, I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, she works for her and she is watching over him. Um, other than that, there's not a lot. Um, Next week looks to be the showdown between Julius and the redhead, whose name I can't remember. Also, I just discovered that Werkner is voiced by Tomoko Saseki, who, after watching Precure, I am so glad to see is back in high form, because all of his roles have been awesome except for that show, and I cannot get Maple screaming out of my head, oh my god, shut up, please shut up. But yeah, next week looks to be a really, really, really interesting fight, because it's basically ice versus fire. So, see you next week.